So this is a video just about the US vinyl cutter. So I've had this thing for a while. I really dig it. There's a couple things I don't like about it, but you know, with a little tinkering and everything, everything's pretty good, especially for the price that you can get this off of Amazon. So I'll just kind of run through some of the things that I've done to just make this thing just a little bit better, especially if you're just getting started and you don't really know what's going on. So one of the first things. So this doesn't have a cutter itself, like it won't actually cut your vinyl off, which I kind of think sucks. I used to work for a sign shop and it was really easy to just have one attached here. I'm thinking about potentially making a device for this, but that requires me taking this apart. As of right now, I don't have that going. So instead what I did is I just used an oil paint pen. You could use just basically any paint pen, but I just made a line right here all the way the whole length. There's these divots in here. These guys kind of have like a just semicircle shape, whereas this one's a little bit more of a V shape. And I honestly just take a box cutter, you know, one of the box cutters that they give you at like the grocery stores and stuff like that. But anyways, this guy, you hit down, you open it up like this, and I just take and score my vinyl in that groove. And it seems to make a pretty good cut. I really enjoy it. You know, and having that line there I know exactly where to go. I'll usually turn this thing offline and then press it forward and then make the cut. One of the other things I absolutely hate about this is on this side we have the power, and then on the other side we have the USB. So I'm gonna walk you through a couple things. So one of the first things that I did was I got rid of the standard cables that they gave, because I mean it just sucks to have to kind of go back and forth between the two sides. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I found one of the 90-degree angles for a printer, and I just set it up right here, so it actually has a 90-degree and it just kind of comes around. Now this guy right here, I'm gonna focus on that. This guy right here I actually 3D printed. Your life is going to be a lot easier if you can 3D print things. I'll put this up on Thingiverse. But anyways, my first cable that I had with this one, when I put it up against my wall, because I'm in a tiny apartment, it would bump into this, and it actually bent and broke my my USB cable. So this is basically just a buffer to keep it from hitting. So one of the other things you're going to notice is that I have a pretty clean setup as far as my cable goes. So I honestly just went to Harbor Freight and I grabbed some of these nylon cable holders, and I just unscrewed here. Let's see if we can focus on that. There we go. I just unscrewed these screws here, and then I just put those cable holders on. So again, another 3D printer thing. I absolutely hate the feet that these guys come with, because honestly, you just push this up a little bit and it literally lifts up and you know, comes off of the stand, which sucks. So this part right here, this black piece, is actually all 3D printed. It just connects this side to the other side. I could have just put a big washer here and unscrewed that little screw that holds the foot on, and then put that there. I wanted something to connect those so that if I pulled really hard, it wouldn't like bend the washer or anything like that. Last up is over on this side. Again, I got a 90-degree angle plug. It's the 3-prong plug that you can get. Again, you can get them on Amazon. I got mine long because, again, I'm in an apartment, so it's kind of nice to be able to drag this wherever. But again, I just came over here and I have one of these guys, and it's on the bottom here. I really dig it. And then, yeah, I kind of just wad these guys up. Now, kind of a nice thing is if you get, I think this is 1/2 inch. Yeah, if you get 1/2 inch PVC, it actually fits into these grooves fairly nicely just on its own. I know that, you know, the two that it came with, they have the ball bearings and everything. They're really great and everything. But this guy is really nice, especially if you want that extra roller. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come up with a 3D plug for this, and it's going to use the standard ball bearings that I think everybody's got. They're like the skateboard bearings. And then I'm going to have a plug that goes from the ball bearing to the plug for the PVC, and then it'll be the same thing on the other side. So it'll just be ball bearing, plug, PVC. And I mean, I'm thinking about filling this because it's got a little bit of bow to it, but I mean, at the same time, it's Schedule 40, you know, 1/2 inch, pretty cheap stuff. I usually have this stuff around. I mean, I use it for countless things like handles and stuff like that on different things. But I mean, you know, just to give you an extra roller, I've also thought about doing something with this stupid center bar because it doesn't do anything, and I'd like it to be able to hold something. So that might be in the future. Right now, what I do have though is that this bar right here that holds up these. I have the bolt here, and I actually have this little caddy. So I don't have it right now because it's at it's at the school that I work at. But I usually put squeegees in here, and then I have just this little guy for my X-Acto knife, and I have a little hole in the bottom of it just in case I get a little crap in there. It can come out pretty easily. But I mean, honestly, I just took, and I don't know how well that I'll be able to show this, but I just have these little holes. It makes it easier to get your screwdriver in there when you're actually getting those screws in and out. It's a struggle. I'm not even gonna lie. It is definitely a struggle to get those out and then put these guys on and get them in. But I'll link the 3 files to what I do. If you have a 3D printer, it makes your life a lot easier. But yeah, these cutters are great. I think with just a couple of, honestly, really cheap fixes, they can be even better. And I'm not sure why they didn't do them themselves. Yeah, anyways, hopefully you enjoy your vinyl cutter, and I'm just showing you things that you can do to make your vinyl cutter a little bit better as well. All right, have a good one.